Let me add, aside the fact that I say that problem of enforcement is always there, it's also our responsibility as citizens, as advocates, to also get the government to work. There's something we call mandamus.
Yeah,
sometimes, yes, sometimes if government refuse to perform their lawful duty, you can force them to do that. That's why I'm saying that in Nigeria, when you want to force the society to start working well, they will say, now only you sabi, and they will come against you. Instead of joining hands with you to to tackle the issue.
It all depends on the issue. For example, now the issue of this deliverance, whereby a lot of Nigerian law, people call it exorcism, that looks like bringing out demons and all that. But in other, the way, like a Christian, maybe like me, thinks is trying to help the child. Because when I watched that video, I did not see where Tonto Dike actually hurt that child. So to me, it's like helping the child.
Helping the child?
To me.
With long fingernails?
But the fingernails did not actually hurt the child.
No. It nearly. In fact, I feared for that child. I feared for the child. You understand?
So is the fingernail the problem now?
No, not really. A lot of things are the problem.
Okay.
You lay that child.
A lot of people pressed her down.
Exactly. You lay that child on a bare ground, on a dusty bare ground that I could even see that child. In fact, from that situation alone, that child could develop a respiratory disease.
What if the demon wanted to maybe make her run mad and they have to press her down,
You have been impossible.
No, I'm looking at it from that perspective. Perhaps they have left her, she would have, sometimes when you go to some of these psychiatric hospital, they tie them, until when they get themselves, when the victim get themselves, they go. Don't you think something like that was what actually transpired? They have to press her down. After casting out the demon, they allow her to stand up,
Strictly speaking, what Tonto Dike did that day was violation of the dignity of that child. And to even worsen it, in violating someone's dignity, you recorded it and showed the world that I'm proud of violating, abusing someone. You recorded it. I'm proud of abusing someone. So, from all intent and purpose, there's no defense to that. There's no defense. And there's something the African man will say, that you don't break your scrotal sac because you want to kill a mosquito. You understand? Yes, if you think that you want to do some religious ministration, you have to take it subtle. Now, what for these people? So you want to, because a child told you that in the sea bath, you want to, which is actually hallucination, visual hallucination, that, psychotherapy.
Because you don't look at it from a spiritual angle.
The spiritual angle. That is just mythology.
Okay, barrister.
Okay.
Looking at it from this perspective now.
Okay.
Why don't you look at her intention? Because even in law, sometimes we look at intentions. What if their intention was to help that child? And now you now give her a suit of 200 million just because I wanted to help somebody?
Well, you don't, because you have a good intention, you don't use that good intention to violate people's rights. Because you have a good intention of securing as a police officer, let me always, because that is the trend now. I will always make recourse to that. Because as a police officer, you want to protect lives and property. You don't become a trigger happy police officer and keep shooting people. So that was what she did. Okay, let's assume she had a good intention, which of course I don't believe it. Let's assume she has a good intention, but the manner she did it was wrong, and it amounted to flagrant violation of that child. If you look at the limitation to fundamental right, having good intention is not an exception.
Okay.
Yes. Well, issue of intent or action comes mainly in administration of criminal justice, where you talk about actus reus and mens rea, you understand? But in the aspect of fundamental rights or human right jurisdiction, you understand? Once you violate people's rights, you don't violate them. That you have good intention is not enough excuse for you to go and be violating people's fundamental rights. So good intention cannot shoot that.
But are the parents of those of that child, the parents of that girl, are they actually worried about this violation you're talking about?
Thank you. I'm glad that you pointed this out. You know, when we started this program, you stated that so many people don't know their right.
Okay.
You understand? So the parents may not be worried at initial because they don't know that what Tonto did to their daughter constitute a fundamental right violation. They don't know. Yes, you said it here. So they don't know. It is now that people, in fact, this suit is an eye-opener. This suit is an eye-opener. And if I have my way, I will extend this. Yeah, it will not just stop here. Anytime you do a lot of things in your exercise of religion and you violate child rights, you know, we will take it up because it's wrong. We are here.
Have you not been watching a lot of churches online where children are also delivered? I don't want to call a particular name of pastors. I've seen a lot of them. There was a particular one that came up to testify how he raised the child from. Even the child was shocked at the testimony. You know, by men looking at the facial expression of the child itself, the child was shocked. What am I doing in this kind of crowd and all that? So have you people not been watching things like that and also sue?
Let us say
if it is against the fundamental right of the child, just like you've said, you are rightly saying now. Why have you not been suing some of these, televangelists?
No, let us just say that it is now that I woke up from my slumber. You have been sleeping, eh? Yeah. Now that we wake up, let us see another person that we try that mess of. Yeah, basically, the Christians and the religious people out there have to set the record straight. I'm not fighting religion. You understand?
Okay. Just the right of the child.
Yes. We just have to sanitize our society. People have hidden under the guise of religion to, wreak a lot of havoc, commit a lot of atrocities. It's wrong. You understand? People should distinguish between a peaceful exercise of religion